Today we're going to be going over a simple 10-minute resistance training routine that you can complete at home. Resistance training is really important for maintaining your bone density and reducing your risk of osteoporosis and fracture injuries, especially as we age as women. So I just want to show you that this is completely possible even if you don't have access to a gym or you have a very busy schedule and only have a couple of minutes per day to get a workout in. So let's get started. So first I'm going to explain how these resistance bands work. You may have seen some before that have handles and also some that are shaped like a loop, but this one can function as both. So we'll have some exercises where we're holding it on the ends like this and other ones where we might tie it and to create a loop. So the tighter that you hold it with your hands closer together, the harder the exercise is going to become, and the further apart you place your hands, the easier it'll become. So our first exercise we're going to start with is the banded pull apart, and this is going to help to warm up our shoulder joints, and this is really great for somebody who has a desk job and maybe you have some neck, upper back, and shoulder pain from sitting all day. This is going to be really great for strengthening those muscles at the top of your spine and improving your posture. So we're going to start by placing the band in between our hands like this. And again, you can move them further apart to make it easier or closer together to increase the resistance. And we're going to extend our arms straight in front of us. And then we're going to pretend that we're pulling the band apart as if we're trying to rip it like this. So you'll be squeezing your shoulder blades as you pull the band apart and then releasing it slowly. So we're just going to do 10 to 15 reps of this. The next exercise is called hip abduction, and this is going to strengthen the muscles on the sides of our hips. Creating stability around here is going to be really important for making sure that we can walk, climb stairs, and just reduce our risk of fall and having injury around those areas. So we're going to create a loop for this one by tying the band. I like to tie it right above my knees, and the tighter you pull it, the harder it's going to be. And I'm going to show you two different variations that you can do for this. One is going to be on a single leg, and you can hold onto a wall for support, but you'll lean onto one leg and balance on that leg, and then you're going to extend the other leg out to the side like this, and then you could do it on both sides. But for a modified version, if you're struggling with the balance right now, you can sit on the floor and place your heels on the floor like this with your knees bent, and you can lean on your hands for support, and then you're just going to push your knees out to the side like this. So you can choose which variation is better for you, depending on how good your balance is. And we're also going to do 10 to 15 reps of this. Next exercise, we're going to be moving back up to our upper body, and we're going to be training our shoulders with the lateral raises. So shoulder strength is really important for carrying things, some of the daily household activities you do. So I'm going to show you how to do this one. You can step onto the band with one foot, and you'll just grab the sides of the band as if they were handles. Again, the lower you hold them, putting your hands closer together on the band, the harder it's going to be. And then the further towards the edges that you hold the band, the easier it's going to be. But you're going to hold the band on the sides and drive your arms up, leading with your elbows. So we'll do 10 to 15 of these. next movement, we're going to do is called the banded Romanian deadlift, and this uses a movement pattern called the hip hinge, which is when you extend your hips back. Now, this is going to be really important for learning how to use proper mechanics when picking up an object off the floor so that you don't hurt your lower back. So that might be something you have to perform a lot in your day-to-day household activities. So I'm going to perform this sideways so you can see the angle of my hips. So we're going to stand on the band with both feet, and then I find it most comfortable to collect the bands together over here and grab onto them with my hands like this. Then I extend my hips back and back up. So you should feel like you're closing a door with your butt and you're thinking about pushing your hips back rather than trying to bend your knees down. So we'll do 10 to 15 of these as well. Next, we're going to be performing the banded chest press, and strengthening the muscles in your chest and shoulders is also going to be really important for maintaining good posture and avoiding back pain. So I'll show you two ways that you can perform this. One is standing. You're going to loop the band around your back and your shoulders, and you're going to grab the band in your fist like this. I'll turn sideways so you can see. And then I'm going to extend my elbows back and then push forward with my fists. And you'll think about squeezing your chest as your arms straighten out. Then the other way you can perform this is lying down on the floor. And it's the same idea, extending your arms straight and then extending your elbows back. So we'll do 10 to 15 of these as well. We're going to be doing another lower body strengthening exercise with the squat. So you can do this with body weight. You can, if you don't have any weights, you can hold onto a water bottle as a weight. And then if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can also tie the band around above your knees again to focus on cueing your knees pointing out during the squat. And if you're not able to perform a full body weight squat yet, it's okay to put a chair behind you and then you'll squat and sit down in the chair to take a little rest and get back up. But I'm just gonna demonstrate how I want this performed. So you want your feet shoulder width apart, your toes pointed slightly out, and then I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see the angle. We're gonna stand tall, shoulders relaxed, chest up, and we're pushing our hips down and back as if we're sitting into a chair, and then knees out, and push back up through your heels. So we're going to do 10 to 15 of this as well. We're going to do a back strengthening exercise called the seated row, and this is going to be great for creating some stability around the spine and also improving your posture, especially if you always find yourself rounding your shoulders forward and slouching when you're walking or sitting. This is going to be great to help improve that posture. So we're going to start sitting on the floor. We're going to loop the band around the bottoms of our feet, and we're gonna hold them like handles over here. And remember, if you go down lower, it's gonna be harder. If you go closer to the end, it's gonna be easier. So we're gonna start by sitting up tall, good posture, chest up. We don't wanna be slouched forward like this. So sit tall, our arms are extended forward, and then we're gonna pull by driving our elbows back until they reach where your torso is. So we'll do 10 to 15 of these. Now we're going to move into a glute strengthening exercise, and this is another one that you can choose to perform with the band or just with your body weight, or you can also place a water bottle or a textbook over your hips to use as a weight. But we're going to do this one lying on the floor, and I'm not going to use the band for this one, but if you do choose to, you'll just tie it around above your knees again. So we're going to lie on the floor, feet about shoulder width apart again. And for this one, we're thinking about pushing our pelvis up into the air by driving through our heels. And then we're going to slowly lower down. And when you're at the top, you want to squeeze your glutes. So we'll do 10 to 15 of these. This next exercise is going to be to strengthen your arms, and it's going to be the bicep curl. So you're going to stand on the band, and then we're going to hold the ends of the bands like this again, and then you're going to have your palms facing forward, and then you're going to curl up. And you don't want, I'm going to do this from the side now, you don't want your elbows to swing like that. You want your elbows to be fixed, and the only thing you're using to pull the band up is your biceps. So we'll do 10 to 15 of these. For the last exercise, we're going to work our calves, which is going to increase your stability when you're walking and prevent falls. So we actually don't really need the resistance band for this one. You can do this with just your body weight, or if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can hold some water bottles in your hands as weights. But for this one, we're just going to stand feet shoulder width apart again. And you can hold on to something for stability. If you have trouble balancing, you can hold on to the wall or put a chair in front of you. But we're just going to basically raise onto our toes and then come back down. You're doing 10 to 15 of these again. So that was the entire workout, and we just completed a full body resistance training workout with only a band, maybe some water bottles or household objects that you used as weights, and some of them even were only body weight. So that just goes to show you that you can increase your strength and reduce your risk of low bone density without having a fancy gym membership and lots of equipment. You can do it in a small space, even if your home is really crowded and you have limited time. So this full routine, I would recommend repeating 2 more times for a total of 3 rounds. But even if you only have time to do this 1 round, it's definitely a great start and better than nothing. So I'm going to include the full list of exercises after this video so you can pause or screenshot and save it to do again in the future.